Hey, how about that for an intro? My name's Steve Jaguar. This is a BeerNative beer review. And nice try, Harry. It's not Deyo, it's Deya. That's the name of the brewery that we'll be looking into today. And I'll be specifically talking about their West Coast IPA, Your Bad Luck Has Saved You by Deya. Take a look at this beast. And take a look at the art. The artwork is... Well, the artwork is the kind of thing that Picasso would look at and go, what the? Anyway, a joke I completely stole from Black Mirror. Let's give credit where credit is due. Let's take a little bit of a look at Deya, shall we? And let me just share my screen. Boo, there it is. Boom. It's Friday. So... I guess not people know, or many people don't know or don't care. I have a website, BeerNative TV. It's just an aggregator. This is the latest, greatest. You can see videos up there, all the ones I've done. But what's cool eventually, probably by the time I get to 2021 or Christmas, is the map. I've got a plan with the map. Should this work, actually? It's in not even beta, alpha stage. When I do reviews, I've been really bad at it because I'm changing the way I get the data, adding them to the map. And I want to automate this whole process so that you can see all the reviews I've ever done. So if you go somewhere in the world and say you go to, let's say you want to go to Denmark, you can go to Denmark, you can click on that, you can see, okay, this was Blow Up by McKellar, this is where you had it. I don't need directions to it, but more details than links. You can, if you in tiny little writing down there in the bottom corner, just there is the link to the review. And so if you were traveling, you could use the map as like a review map to see beers that are in your area. That's what I'm working on. What I recently got was an API key to use Untapped. So now I'm going to do it so that when I use Untapped, I'm going to put something in the description that indicates that I actually did a live review, and I'm going to hoover all that out of Untapped and use Untapped to populate this, which means the information I can use is far more dense. And that creates an integration. Pretty cool, right? All right, because I'm a massive geek. So look forward to that in the new year. Right, so Deya, let's actually, let's talk a little bit more about that. And I like to do beers that you can buy. And so I just Googled Deya Your Bad Luck, which I'm going to use as now a meta tag in mine because it certainly works. Everywhere is the answer. Let's just click on the very first one and you can see it. £5.70. It's on the medium to expensive. But as I was reliably informed recently, never pay more than £1 per percent. Apparently that's a rule of thumb. And this is a 7%. So it's actually relatively similar to the one I did yesterday, which was a bit of a disaster. Oh, look at that. The 13% that I spent £10.11 on. So a similar ratio if that's what I care about the most. Let me actually big that up a little bit for you as well. Boom, boom. Yeah, Your Bad Luck Has Saved You. You can get all over the place. So all those results generally worked. If you're not familiar with Deya, this was strongly recommended to me by Mersey Beers, who I guess lives nearby. It's in Cheltenham. The number of times I've been in Cheltenham and not actually gone to this place is embarrassing. Like in the past 5 years, I've probably, since they were founded, I've probably been there 5 times maybe, and didn't seek them out as much as I should have. I love this animation. So yeah, they are 2015 to 2016. They are influenced heavily by American craft ale, which is all good for me. And you can get, although you can read this in your own time, but it's pretty cool. What I like at the bottom, let me see, so you can meet the team. You can meet the founder, Theo, immediate family, of course, and friends who help run the establishment. And then this chap here, Tom Hobson, who does all this maniacal artwork, which is unique to say the least. If we take a look at the art itself, what is just kind of mad, right? I don't know what style of art that is. It's sort of abstract. It's sort of modernist. I don't know, but it's kind of kooky, and I'm pretty happy about it. Now I'll hover on this one right here, so you can. Which way is it for you? There it is. Your bad luck has saved you. Collaboration brewed with Crosby hops and Loughran brew stores, which is just here. If you're interested, I didn't look up Crosby. Basically, hop providers. I guess they have good friendships and arrangements with there. It's got a Chinook, which is known for being piney and is for some reason my brain, I sort of feel like it's synonymous with BrewDog. It's in like everything they do. It gives you a really long resiny finish. But Idaho 7 and El Dorado are very different. What I like about Idaho 7 is that its resin is characterized more with like black tea, which is different. And I like black tea. What's cool about black tea is if you add sweetener to black tea, like sugar, you get a very interesting change to what black tea tastes like. Some people hate it with sugar. Some people love it with sugar. I prefer a little bit of sugar. And El Dorado hops has an association with candy as a sort of perception, and both are heavily tropical. So this should be very cool, very good. And what is here? If you want to buy stuff direct from Deya, it's hard. So this is why I showed that you can find it anywhere. They have these sort of mixed packs, which are pretty cool, but it's pretty limited. Like their shop is a bit, you're better off getting it somewhere else. So sorry, Deya, I'm not going to give you any direct business today. So there we go. Let's pop it right back over to say this Deya, or let's do the one that there we go. And then let's shrink it down a little bit as well. Zing zong. All right, cool. All right, let's crack into that. Ba-boom. I like how I like Wally's in the chat. Thank you for watching live. Price seems incredibly expensive. 5 to 10 Canadian or up to £6. Some bigger bottle of screwy. Well, yeah, some of the craft ones are really expensive here. It's not like there's a bit of a discussion going on about whether this is an acceptable price, that pound per percent, because the one I got at Lidl, the discount supermarket, was a double IPA. It was around 7%, 7.3, I think. And I got it for £1.99, 97, whatever, like ridiculous. And that's why that's why that is my most watched video ever, because it was all about value. So medium value. All right. It's a good name for today. Your bad luck has saved you, because today's been a bizarrely lucky day for me. I don't know why or how, but my Beer 52 subscription arrived in the normal box. And about a month ago, I asked them to send me, look at that. Look at that interruption. For this, actually. Timely. So the Cyberfest, I asked them to send me, after Cyberfest 3, which is in September, I asked them to send me the subscription box on the first day it was available. So I always had the beers before anybody else. So selfish. And they did. And I thought, and I had a nice exchange with their support. And I guess they got a bit of a bad rap over COVID because some of their deliveries have been bad. And they asked me to do a review, and I wrote back and jokingly said, hey, if you have a second New York theme box kicking around after it's all done, I'm happy to take another one. Ha. Today my box arrived for November, I guess, upcoming. And a second box arrived, but it wasn't New York. It wasn't the one I asked for. It was a second full Cyberfest box with another glass and everything, and I didn't ask for that. So I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know what happened. So there we go. Hey, welcome, Beers, to the chat. My secret ear was it the beer whisperer. I'm calling you today. So there we go. Let's give it a little smell. Yeah, that's awesome. Super proper, tropical. I'm becoming a fan of Idaho 7. I just like saying El Dorado. I don't know if that's biasing my opinion on that. Yeah, it smells awesome. I'm pretty excited about jumping into it. Let's have a go. So I was told by the beer whisperer that Deya's strongest suit, I think it was yesterday, isn't West Coast IPA. West Coast IPAs, what's a West Coast IPA supposed to taste like? Tropical and super hoppy. I mean, the Yakima Brewing Company that makes all the killer hops is out there on the West Coast in Yakima. So that's kind of the association. And it is falling directly into that. Now, I think it's hitting the nail on the head, actually, in terms of what I expected. It's got a really long kind of staying power. I don't really feel a rush to get back to it. Not good for their selling or me, pounding through multiple 7% bright yellow cans of Deya, but it's kind of nice. And it does have a finish, which is a little bit like, I'd say unsweetened black tea. So it's got almost like a tannin-y kind of thing going on. If you don't like that sort of thing, if you don't like tannin-y red wines, let's say the Riojas of the world and all those, you might struggle with this because it's got a tissuey, almost like I was going to say choke cherry. We grew choke cherries in Canada when I was there, but let's say like a black currant early before it really properly matures. It's like that. That's where the very, very light tartness comes through. But it's not sweet. It's dry. It's awesome. It is probably, in terms of my guessing what it would taste like, in terms of a mix of tropical pineapple. Am I going to say stone fruit? I'm going to leave it. But the candy element is there. It's all there. And it's dropped into a resinous long finish of a almost tannin-y, smooth. Yeah, I like it. Big fan. Let's rate it. Okay. Art. I've got a few people in the chat, so I'm super. Hey, Matt. I didn't see you earlier. What do you think of this kind of art? I'm gonna phone a friend a little bit on this, because for a while as a child I thought I was going to go into art. That was one of my things I was into, and I really got into studying it. And so I really appreciate even the most bizarre art. And I'm probably going to look up the artist by name now and just see if there's anything independent of beer cans that this individual does. Who would have thought somebody who is an artist could get a job working for a brewery, right? 10 years ago? No way, right? That's very cool. So I'm going to give it a pretty good score on the art, just because I love effort and I love crazy. And I bought it, right, again, from an online shop like the one I just showed you, because it looked messed up. And I looked at it and then I looked again. Thankfully, I know Deya, so I got it because it just looks so super freaky. And it seems almost, it's not a Halloween beer, but damn well could be. I mean, look at that thing. So I'm going to give it a 7 on packaging and art. 7 out of 10. Is it unique? I don't think it's unique. It's sort of like, I think the hop choice is unique. Maybe not in the modern world, but I think, yeah, it's pretty unique. It's not necessarily using dedicated West Coast hops, but I don't care about that. So whatever. I'm going to give it just a standard 3 in the middle on uniqueness, but I am going to give it a pretty hard hit on accuracy. So I think it nailed accuracy. Or the interpretation of a West Coast IPA in Europe. Can I do that? I think this hits the nail on the head. I don't live in California. I don't live in the West Coast. I live in the West Coast of Europe, so it's nailed it, right? I think it's pretty good. I might go 4 on that, 4 and then 4 and 3, so 7, and we're at 14 now. Do I like it? I like it. I very much like it. It is one of the ones. I've been doing a lot of reviews where I've been like, and trying to mix it up. Because when I first started doing reviews, I was almost always doing reviews that I liked because I want to drink beer that I like. Of course. And then I realized that's kind of boring. But yesterday made up for that. So I like it. I'm probably, if I was judging on Untapped straight off flavor, would I give it a 4 out of 5? Probably would do that. Probably would. So I might bump it up. 4.5, 5, 4.25, something like that. So let's say 8.5. That's going to put me up to 8.22. And quick maths. That sounds good. I'm going to stick it at that. Maybe bump it up to a 23. Could I go 9? I believe it's a 9. 23. That may push me into a rounding error up to a 4 when I put it on Untapped. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for coming to the live session again. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing a live at 3 p.m. UK time, I think, because tomorrow is Halloween. And you know what sucks about the United Kingdom? I could go for a while. It's awesome. That's why I live here. But pumpkin beer is freaking hard to find. Like, there's a reviewer on a beer tuber out there who did a whole week of pumpkin beer. And I went to all the supermarkets where I live, which isn't exactly, a hub of great beer, and zero. I even asked an employee at the Morrisons, and they looked at me like my head had fallen off, which would be very Halloween. No pumpkin beer. I did find a few online, and I know Brewdog has a Pumpkin or something like that. Like, there's a few, like, not unexciting ones. But no, so I've got something very traditionally British, and on a theme for Halloween for tomorrow. But you have to come back and see it. So that's gonna be 2.5 hours earlier than I would normally, because it's not a school day. So I'm gonna do it midday. So there's maybe somebody else start a brewery. That would be nice, and I'll make pumpkin beer. I think that is it for me for this one. I'm almost exactly on 60 minutes every single time. Thank you for watching. My name is Steve Jaguar. This is a BeerNative beer review, and keep drinking killer craft beer. Thanks for watching.